Hey there, Happy Bean! If you're starting out as a barista and bought your first espresso machine to bring that coffee shop experience home, I am here to guide you through the basics of pulling great espresso shots. Let's go! This video guide is divided in 4 parts: dosing, puck preparation, extraction, and tasting. Pay attention to my tips in each part, as it will help you get better results. And here's my first tip. Before you do anything, turn on your espresso machine so it preheats while you get ready. Part 1. Dosing. The dose is how much coffee you grind into your basket to pull your espresso shot. It's usually defined by your basket size. The most common one holds 18 grams, good for a double shot, and what I'll be using in this guide. It's perfect for any espresso-based drink and ideal for sharing. Now, here's an essential tool, the scale. Use it to weigh your beans, but also your grounds and liquid later on. It will ensure consistency. I'm using this higher scale, which also has a timer, and it's a good budget option for beginners. I'll link it in the description if you want to get one. Now that we got 18 grams of coffee beans, here's a fun fact. You can make espresso with any kind of beans as long as they're fresh. However, pre-ground coffee will not get you the best results. The next step is grinding. Some entry-level machines come with an integrated grinder, but I like a dedicated one. I use the Rebel Smart Grinder Pro for any brewing method, but I prefer the Eureka Minion Chrono specifically for espresso. I'll leave links to both in the description in case you don't have one already. Put your beans in the grinder now. And remember, don't store your beans here. Always grind the exact dose you're going to extract. This way, you'll be consistent and avoid wasting and mixing up fresh beans with older beans. Pro tip: before you grind, tear your portafilter on the scale, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But wait, before we continue, if you're getting value from this video, boop that like button and subscribe to my channel for more espresso content. We are on our way to 1,000 happy beans. Now back to the video. You're going to grind your beans directly into the portafilter, if your grinder allows. Another option is to use a dosing cup or a funnel like this one to avoid spills that can ruin your dose. I love the funnel, so check the description for my recommended one. Now here's the most important variable in espresso making: grind size. The ideal grind size will depend on many factors, and no setting will be permanent. Coffee beans change as they age, so you need to adjust constantly. You can watch this video to learn how to dial in your grinder, but to start, grind as fine as your grinder allows. And when all your beans are ground, weigh your portafilter again to make sure you got all the bean dust in it. Part 2. Preparing your puck. A well-prepared puck is one that's well distributed and evenly tamped. After you grind, tap the portafilter slightly until the coffee looks level. You can distribute your coffee manually with your fingers, and this should be enough, but as you progress with your espresso making, I recommend you use a wedge distributor or a WDT. The wedge distributor is designed to achieve a perfectly even distribution thanks to its shape and its weight. The WDT or wise distribution tool helps breaking up any clumps in the grounds, ensuring a consistent coffee bed. If you want to get any of this, they are linked in the description. And honestly, I love to use them both. Now it's time for tamping. Most beginners don't do this, and it is crucial for good extraction. Simply apply consistent pressure to the grounds using a tamper so you create a compacted puck. The idea is to offer resistance to the water so it can flow evenly through the coffee. Uneven tamping can cause many problems like channeling, as you can see. So here's how you do it correctly. Hold your tamper like a doorknob. Look at the position of the thumb. Make sure your portafilter is on a level surface with your elbow pointing up to avoid hurting your shoulder. Apply pressure until you feel resistance from the coffee and lift the tamper carefully. Pro tip: avoid twisting the tamper while you apply pressure. This is a common practice among beginners, but it'll ruin your coffee bed. A good tamping technique makes your puck look like this. Part 3. Extraction. Your machine should be warm by now. Start purging the group head to remove any leftover coffee before locking the portafilter. This is just a precaution, as you should clean the group head and portafilter after every shot. Here comes the mighty scale again, which you'll now use to measure the liquid you extract. Remember to tare your cup or mug before extracting. The liquid output will be your yield, which is simply the ratio between the grounds used and your extracted liquid. So, if you dose 18 grams of coffee grounds and extract 36 grams, it means your yield ratio is 1 to 2. For the grounds I'm using, I'll do exactly that. You can use this as your base measure and adjust as you practice. Ready to extract? Hit that timer right when you start the machine. You want to pull those 36 grams between 22 and 30 seconds. If you don't have a scale yet, the point at which the white shows tells us when the coffee is pulled to conclusion. Part 4. Tasting. Really, the point of making espresso is enjoying it. A good espresso is a balance of sweetness, acidity, and bitterness. How you like your coffee might be different to what I like. If you feel it's too acidic for your taste, or the extraction time was way below 22 seconds, you need to grind finer, as water passing too fast doesn't have enough time to extract flavor from your grounds. Similarly, if the shot is on the bitter side, or the extraction time was longer than 30 seconds, then you need a coarser grind so the water doesn't take too long to pass through the grounds. Practice will help you get the perfect shot. But I know you will face some frustrations along the journey. That's why I prepared this video, where I show you the most common espresso mistakes preventing you from making better coffee at home. You can watch it now or save it for later, but make sure not to miss it. Thanks for watching.